It's Will Pendarvis with 99X, and I am with DEVO right now, and I can't believe it. Jerry and Mark, thank you for joining me.
Okay.
I appreciate it. The first thing I think we got to talk about is the documentary. I mean, I know how I feel about it, but how do you guys feel about it?
I'd rather hear how you feel about it.
I'll tell you. I was educated by it. I learned things I had no idea about, except, I think anybody who watched the documentary and didn't know anything else would think that, sometime in the 80s, you guys just went away and were never heard from again, and that's not true,
Yeah.
That's my only complaint about it, I guess.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You guys also, I didn't know this about you, but you had kind of especially in the early days, had kind of a Forrest Gumpish kind of life in that, David Bowie hanging out and, everybody.
Iggy Pop, Brian Eno, Neil Young.
That's kind of insane.
We put ourselves out there and then like-minded people gravitated back to us.
Also, it seems like you guys felt like the band was misunderstood by a lot of people, which I think is probably true. But just to let you know, I grew up very poor in the backwoods of Alabama, and I really did feel like I learned a new way to view the world from you guys.
I think we were referring to, unfortunately, the gatekeepers and media tastemakers, the people at radio, the rock reviewers. When you read the things they said and how they perceived us, it was really skewed. Really,
they kept trying to figure out how to cram us into the same square as rock and roll bands that have been before us.
Well, speaking of that, I'm sure you guys love labels, but I've always fought with my friends about you guys and said that DEVO is a punk band.
We were really punks. Not just fashion punk.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying is, and that's the most punk part about it, is not following whatever the punk uniform is, right?
Well, exactly. If you're a punk, you don't follow the uniform.
Right.
You're not a fundamentalist.
Exactly. But then last night, I had another epiphany, and I thought, no, wait, they're an industrial band that plays punk songs.
Well, there was that. We were DEVO, and DEVO is hard to label simply. It really is.
Well, it got me thinking about what would DEVO sound like if, like a Trent Reznor or somebody produced them, and then I was thinking, well, you have that connection with Josh Freese now, so maybe something in the future. The other epiphany I had about DEVO was from freedom of choice, which my whole life I thought freedom of choice. There's nothing wrong with having choice. That's great, but. When I had my first kid, he was a toddler, and I couldn't get him to put on his shoes. And a friend of mine told me a trick, and he said, no, don't tell him to put on his shoes. Ask him which pair of shoes he wants to put on. And it works. And I thought about that, and I thought, wow, that applies to politics and what kind of mustard you eat, or everything, right?
That's a Madison Avenue technique.
Yeah, and they're giving you choices between things that make no difference.
Exactly. No matter what field it is.
And now they're just busy taking away freedom of choice once and for all.
Exactly.
I'm kind of deflated in my golden years here that I get to live in a dictatorship.
One more quick thing. The tour with the B-52s makes absolute sense, but I don't think I ever would have thought about it. What do you think the commonality is between you guys and B-52s?
Two people that are unique and have nobody else like them, even though we're different from each other.
I think that's true, and I also think it's true that you're people who followed your own vision of what you wanted to be in spite of what everybody else was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what he's talking about. Yeah.
They, the writers like to say we each stayed in our own lane, and now here we are, crossing lanes.
I just want to tell you how much I really appreciate being here right now. I've talked to, like, rock stars and all that kind of stuff all my whole life, and I don't get nervous, but I've been nervous sitting here talking to you guys. It's really an honor to meet you guys. I appreciate it.
Well, thanks for that.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see you today.
You'll have to let us know if you still feel that way after you see the show.
Right.
Yeah, we get to go on stage without a sound check. Oh,
That's always fun.
even a line check. Nothing.
That's
Nothing.
great. Well, you guys have been through worse before.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
you'll be all right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right.